Hey there everyone, how are we all? It's Sammy back here again for a completely sort of different video. In this video I will be sort of talking about a something that sort of happened not to me personally, but it's basically sort of like a sort of true story on what happened a few years ago. Um, So if you're sort of not into sort of soppy stories, or you're basically just sort of not into that sort of thing, and what I'm about to say, because what I'm about to say is basically it's to do with what happened to my best friend. Um, God bless his soul, and sort of what happened. But I'll sort of explain more once I get into sort of what happened. And so, like I say, so do excuse me if I do get a little bit upset and a bit teary through the video. Because it sort of sort of brings back memories and stuff. But you're probably thinking, why are you doing a video like this? Because I just want to sort of share you just sort of just a part, literally a part of of sort of my life and sort of what happened and stuff. Now, and I like to sort of let it share with you people, and I'm sure there's probably millions of people out there that's gone through the same sort of experiences as I did. So yeah, but like I say, it's mainly more about my best friend, Aaron. God bless his soul, and like I say, so sort of like I say, if you're not sort of into watching this, this is like I say, just the start of it. So there we go. So let's get into it. So basically, um, this is flabbergasted. So yeah, so a few years ago, um, something sort of happened with a close friend of mine. Called Aaron. So basically, sort of what happened was a few years ago, he sort of lost his dad. Unfortunately, Neil, God bless his soul as well. Such a top bloke as well. He really was a top bloke. Such a good laugh as well. He sort of had a proper relationship with Aaron, sort of proper father and son relationship. There is some fathers and sons and fathers and daughters, mothers and sons that don't sort of really get along and stuff like all that stuff. Um, so basically, I'm sort of going to just carry on with what I was talking about. So basically, sort of what happened was a few years ago. Like I said, my best mate Aaron lost his dad a few years ago. Basically, sort of had a heart attack right in front of his eyes, and just watched him die, which was I can't imagine how horrible he must have been through going through that time. And probably would obviously the most sort of devastating thing that could happen to him and in his life, bless him, at the time. So that's sort of that, and obviously, sort of at the time, I sort of obviously I've been living in Norfolk for over 20 years now, the county of Norfolk, sorry, and basically. Obviously, sort of found out the news from Aaron himself, and he sort of said, come down, stop down here, sort of thing. So I said, yeah, not a problem. We'll sort some out, and then eventually I sort of went down, sort of paid my respects as you do, because he's like I say, he was a good guy, good man, and was a real. He's a cheeky bloke, but he's a gentleman as well. So, but anyway, so yeah, so top bloke indeed. So get basically just sort of fast forwarding it, sort of 3 years later on after Aaron's dad passed away. I received a phone call from my closest cousin, Luke, who I couldn't, well, he was basically sort of like a brother. I mean, he wasn't a cousin, he was like a brother to me. Really was a top, sort of top person, and not so much always sort of there for me, but he was sort of, I suppose, the whole sort of thing, when you're sort of down in the dumps, come to me sort of thing, even though he sort of really didn't say it, but, he sort of, but anyway. So yeah, so sorry about that. And then the video there went off then. Anyway, so yeah, so like I said, fast track to 3 years after when Aaron's dad passed away. Oh dear, so I'm trying to sort of hold back the emotions. It's sort of quite sad. Trust me, I'm not putting this on fakes. It's quite sort of sad. So yeah, so I got a phone call from the cousin, my cousin Luke. Well, actually, originally I got a text from my niece, oldest niece, Carrie Ann, basically sort of saying, "Oh, Aaron's in hospital. Have you heard anything? What's going on?" So I didn't know what was going on, and then literally not long after that, I got a phone call from my cousin Luke, basically sort of saying, in the short term, that Aaron tried to kill himself. Yeah, sorry, just, so I was getting a bit emotional. It's not nice talking about it, but like I say, it's nice, sort of, because it's not all sad memories and stuff. Life, so life's full of ups and downs. So, but anyway, but I like to sort of share my sort of a story with you. I've got many stories, which I'm not going to sort of tell you all, but anyway. So yeah, so I got the phone call, basically sort of saying that he's sort of tried to commit suicide, and sort of where it took place, and apparently he was found by somebody just wandering around, sort of like taking his child to school, apparently. So obviously sort of quite upsetting, obviously, to hear that. And obviously straight away your first thoughts are, is he alright? What's the matter with him? Is he alive? Is he actually dead? What's he doing that? And so basically, cut a long story short, sort of thing, Luke said to me, all I'll say to you, so I'll literally never forget the words. He said to me, all I'll say is, Simon, he ain't going to get through this. And they sort of basically, he sort of pretty much got sort of told that if he did make it through, he'd be sort of, he wouldn't, let's just put it this way, I'm not going to say the word because it's offensive to, I'm not going to say it, but anyway, let's just put it this way, he'd sort of be like about 90% brain damage, and, I don't think, it's horrible to say, but I don't think Aaron would want to sort of live through that if he did get pulled through, because he probably won't remember us and everything. But anyway, which I'm not going to get into, so apologies if I sort of offended anyone. So anyway, so yeah, so I was kept in contact with Luke at the time. We sort of texting back and forth, and obviously just sort of wanting to know what was going on, and yeah, so that was sort of quite upsetting, obviously, to sort of hear something like that. And plus, at the time, Aaron's sister was going out with my cousin. So, as you can sort of imagine, we're sort of like a close family, even though Aaron wasn't family, but we sort of, it was all close, me, Aaron, and Luke. So, but anyway, so obviously, I'll say about 5 days later on, we found out the news that he passed away, which was quite upsetting, obviously, because he was my best mate for over 27 years. I first met him when he was 7. I'll never forget it. I think, I can't remember, I mean, it was just mad. I met him at the C of E primary school at the time. I never forget the first time I saw him. He's such a, he was a funny character, Aaron was, and he's such a good laugh. And even then, and up till at the time I sort of last saw him before he passed away, he was. I didn't see him for a long time because he was sleeping rough. Apparently, I'm not going to sort of get into all that stuff, which it's just. I'm not going to get into that. I mean, because I know the reasons why he sort of slept rough, and now I'm not going to sort of So yeah, so basically, like I say, it sort of like I said, it sort of met him, and then it sort of grew a bond, I suppose, as you do. And obviously, he was younger than me. He was, I think, he was like 4 years younger than me, or 3 years younger than me. So it was such a good laugh, and sort of went through the years now a lot, and used to have some laughs with him, and and I used to go around his house because he only used to live down the road from me, which was sort of ironic. I mean, I used to live on a road called Woolland Park Road back in Leicestershire in Market Harbour, and he used to live sort of down the road for me, like I said. I don't know, you're sort of like, I'd say about, I don't know, probably 15 houses, 20 houses away from me. You still out, so it was still quite close. Because it was just one big street. It's one big long street. So if you don't believe me, folks, go and check it out on sort of Welland Park Road. Let's just put it that way. It's a big long street. So anyway, folks. So like I'm laughing because I'm sort of you know, just sort of a bit upset. But anyway, so yeah, so like I say, fast forward to all that and stuff, and so like I say, we eventually sort of passed away, and it was upsetting, and you know, and stuff. Now, like, so we sort of, I messaged sort of a couple of people, and then like sort of, you know, to see if they sort of knew about it, and you know, we sort of shared our sort of stories about Aaron and stuff, and you know, and such a sort of top bloke he was, and a good laugh and that lot, but yeah, I know this is the wrong thing to say, but I'm annoyed and angry. I know I shouldn't blame myself, but I felt like I could have done more for him. Could have been there for him more. There's no good I suppose there's no good. The old saying is, there's no good beating up yourself because you couldn't do nothing about it anyway. I suppose he wasn't reaching out. From what I know, he wasn't reaching out to anyone, and like I said, he was sleeping rough. He sort of Aaron does his own thing. He did do his own thing, and you know, he only trusts people that he knows who he can trust, just like you should do really in life. And yeah, and he sort of, you know, he was yeah, I was obviously quite upset, obviously, as you can imagine, losing a friend after 20 something years. I can imagine it is upsetting for anyone who grew that bond with someone, but we have some laughs and some yeah, we did some things, me and him and Luke, and well, good things and bad things, stuff I can't sort of really mention. So nothing sort of really, but just something we shouldn't have done. But anyway, but we had some fun times in that, and yeah, so like I said, going back to sort of the story. So after sort of like I said, after sort of when he passed away, I kept contact with Luke and sort of my cousin Luke at the time, and I sort of said, you know, if there's anything I can do, just drop me a text, whatever sort of thing, and obviously most sort of crucial of all, I said to him, let me know, you know, when the funeral is and stuff, and that, as you do, sort of thing, because he was the only person I can get in contact with, and he's the only person I can get in contact with to sort of find out what's sort of going on, because his partner Zoe, who obviously I knew very well, obviously because Aaron's sister, she didn't have social media, even though his mum did. She didn't really sort of really respond to my messages anyway, so yeah, but anyway, so moving on from that, and yeah, so like I say, we're sort of texting back and forth and stuff and a lot, and then out of the blue, I didn't hear from Luke for sort of quite a while, which was a bit sort of annoying, and at the sort of time, obviously, you know, you can imagine my emotions. I was upset, and it's just really, really annoying. Like I say, I think it's 4 years now. He sort of died. Well, it's been. I think he died 4 years ago, just over 4 years ago. I think it was. But anyway, so yeah, so sort of moving forward, and like I said, I never really sort of heard from Luke for a few days. So I messaged him and no response, and messaged him, no response. I thought, well, he's busy because they're sort of doing a funeral and sorting out plans and stuff and all that, which is fair enough. So yeah, so I never sort of heard anything from him. And then I suppose probably one of the most upsetting things that I've sort of been through, and it still annoys me to this day. I know the old saying is, as they sort of say, blood's thicker than water. Yeah, that is true. But in this case, you can understand why. I sort of don't speak to them anymore after when I sort of tell you what happened. So, like I said, the only contact I can getting through Aaron's side of the family was through my cousin Luke. So, like I said, no response whatsoever, and then just nothing for days. So, like I said, I thought they were busy. Like I said earlier, I thought they'd be busy sort of sorting out funeral plans and stuff, and that lot. And but anyway, so like I said, so out of the blue one day, anyway, sorry, just it is tough to talk about, but you know, I want to sort of share my story, like I said. But anyway, right, hold it back. So yeah, so basically, sort of what happened was, I went on social media. I'm not gonna say which one. And I never forget it because I was in the kitchen. I was sort of having a talk with Mum about this and that sort of thing. And funny enough, I was actually talking about Aaron. And I never forget because I was cooking sketty. I was cooking sketty, which was sort of crazy. But I thought while sketty was cooking, I thought, well, I'll chop some out. I had a quick sort of look on social media. So I looked on there, and out of the blue, I saw a couple of people on there with some pictures on there, and it looked like pictures. Crikey, sorry. It looked like pictures of a funeral, and so obviously you can imagine the emotions going through on my head, thinking, surely not. Surely my own flesh and blood, my own cousin wouldn't do this to me. Surely he wouldn't. So anyway, so I messaged the two people who even though he's known as Fleet on social media, but his name's Joe, and another person called Jessica, who's a friend of the family. So I messaged both of them, and I sort of asked them. I was straight up front with them, both of them straight away. I said, please don't tell me this was Aaron's funeral. Was this Aaron's funeral? Basically, I just sort of said. So straight away, I got a message back from Joe, and he said, yes, it was. And he said, I was surprised you weren't there. So all this time, I was in contact with my cousin Luke, my closest so-called closest cousin Luke. Didn't notify me or nothing whatsoever about the funeral. So you can imagine how upset I was. So then literally straight after, I got a message off Jessica, and she sort of confirmed, yes, it was Aaron's funeral. So sort of two people said it was, and she said exactly the same thing. I'm surprised you weren't there because you and Aaron were close, and I said, yeah, okay. So I remember my reaction straight away. I literally sort of threw the pan. I got really upset, and so Mum sort of had to try and calm me down, I suppose. It was tough at the time, and I still keep thinking about it. I'm thinking, like I said a couple of seconds ago, I can't believe my own flesh and blood he was in contact with me this whole time while Aaron's in hospital, and then eventually sort of passed away. And when he sort of passed away, and he was sort of still in contact with me for a bit, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. The message just stopped. So anyway, and it makes my blood boil to this day. And like I say, the old saying is blood thicker than water. And since then, you can probably imagine how upset and angry I was, because he wasn't just a best friend; he was a brother. Aaron was, and like I said many a times, he was a top guy. He's a funny guy, and a good, laugh in general. To be fair, he was such a nice guy as well. So yeah, so I suppose you can imagine how sort of peed off I was, and yeah, not a happy chappy. And then sort of I've never sort of heard from that side of sort of the family ever again. The Green family anyway. That's what the surnames was, Green. I sort of never sort of heard from them ever again until my brother sort of heard from cousin Cole, who is Luke's oldest brother. Um, Sort of he made out that apparently he didn't know this and that, even though apparently he was at the funeral, he didn't know about it. So that's another story in which I'm not going to bore you to death with. So yeah, so obviously, so basically that's sort of it, I suppose. But like I say, there's so many memories I had with him, so many laughs, so many cries, so many sort of tears shed over the years now, and I miss the times going around to his house. We used to play a bit of pool out the back, and it weren't bad memories, it was good memories, like I said. We sort of go down the park, have a kick about. He was good at football, I must admit, he was really good at football. I said to I never forget it. I never forget it. It's quite upsetting just thinking about this and saying it. I can remember the very last words I said. Sorry, I'm just getting a bit upset. And the very last words I said to him, I said, Aaron, there's only one bad thing about you. And he said, what's that? And he said, I said, you support Tottenham Hotspur football team. And he basically called me a effing D-head. So, so yeah, so I've just got a bit of tears in my eyes. So yeah, so that was sort of the last thing I ever said to him, and it's just quite upsetting, really. It's just crazy how things happen in life, and I'm assuming he's suffering so much that he couldn't take the pain after losing his dad. I'm not saying that's the reason why he did it. I don't know what sort of happened in his life because he never reached out to anyone, and like I said, I feel bad for not sort of doing enough for him, but I don't think I could have stopped what from doing anyway because I didn't know what was going on in his head. And like I said, Aaron kept himself to himself, sort of thing, in a weird way. Anyway, I'll stop the crying now. Well, I'm not crying, I've just got tears in my eyes. But so I thought and like I say, that was over 4 years ago now, and like I say, I don't keep in contact with any of my Green side of the family, because basically what they've done is backstabbed me. They basically sort of kicked me in the teeth, put me down to the point where it just sort of hurts so much, and I know this sounds brutal and sounds nasty, but I don't want anything to do with them anymore. I mean, if you knocked on my door, sort of like literally out of the blue, I wouldn't know what to do. Who knows? I wouldn't know what to do. I'll probably have an heart attack, to be fair. But anyway, it is what it is. So, anyway, I'm going to stop the video, folks. So, like I say, just a little bit of sort of a sort of little story and sort of what happened to my best mates. I mean, I sort of really sort of thought doing the story, sort of obviously, what real life sort of story that sort of happened to me and Aaron, and involving my cousins and stuff. Now, I just thought I'd say because we've just sort of been playing a game recently, and I thought, do you know what? It would be nice to sort of share, sort of a part of what I went through and some good times I had with Aaron and stuff and that. So rest in peace, mate, and if you to bits, mate, you'll always be my brother. And I'll be seeing you sometime in the future in the heavens and that. So he'll be he's Aaron just being Aaron, he'll be up there having a pint of his old man. So God bless his soul. So, but anyway, so folks, I'm going to stop it there. And like I say, I hope you sort of like my little sort of story, and if you sort of have any thoughts and comments about it, I'll be looking forward to hear from you. And like I say, we're looking forward to looking forward to hear from you. And it'd be great if you could subscribe and like this video. It'd be greatly appreciate it. And obviously sort of tell me what sort of stories you sort of personal things you sort of went through, if you want to sort of share with me, and that'd be fantastic and stuff. And I'm always here to answer anyone's questions, and sort of tell me your sort of happy memories and sad memories. I'm always here to talk. So and obviously, like I say, I'm always here. But I'm going to end it there, folks. And yeah, so it's been a sort of quite a sad doing this video, but sort of thinking about it now, do you know what, I had so many good memories with him, with Aaron, and such a good laugh. And even though it was a tease as well, sort of used to wind me up a lot, but that was just him all along. But it's just who he was. But anyway, folks, I'm done and dusted with this video. And like I say, thanks for watching. And I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you haven't got fed up with my voice too much. But anyway, I'm going to end it there. And I shall hopefully catch you again soon for some more gameplay on possibly on the healing. And a future sort of playthrough, which I'm going to do hopefully sometime later on in the day. But there we go, folks. So thanks for listening, and I appreciate it, obviously, as always. And like I say, hope you have a nice sort of day, night, wherever you're living. And I'll be looking forward to hear from you. And there we go. So, folks, so as always, I shall bid you farewell. And as always, take care and stay safe. And I shall speak to you soon and see you soon for a bit more gameplay, or possible another story in the future. Who knows? Take care, folks. See you all. Bye.